ẹ jẹ́ máa fàsìkò yìí kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa lálẹ́ ètò ní. mo ní kí n fi aníge lájòyè kí n fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà ní lálẹ́ ètò ní o. àtọmọdé àtàgbààgbà tó ń gbọ́ mi lálẹ́ ètò ní mo kí ẹ ká lẹ́lẹ́ o. àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin. àtàdélébò àtàṣọ́rọ̀ ọmọge gbogbo yín náà mo kí ẹ káàárẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ tòní ẹ sì kọ́ àmójúbà ètò yín ètò wa Láyé Ojoun. lórí ètò yìí la ti máa ń yànyàn náà àwọn akọrin tó ṣe pé láyé àtijọ́ wọn tó gbàǹgbà sàn lọ́yẹ́ tó kìkì wọn kàn kárí ayé tó ṣe pé wọ̀kìlú mọ̀ nírú wọn jẹ́ lálẹ́ tòní. ẹja ńlá làwọn mi gbé o ẹja ńlá báyìí làwọn mi gbé ṣé ẹ̀rẹ́rìn tí mo fẹ́ mú tàn wọn wá lálẹ́ tòní. àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ nínú àwọn tó máa ń kọrin lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ńgbà kan tó ṣe pé tá a bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa afro ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbàgbọ́ pé àwọn gangan ni bàbá ńlá gbogbo wọn ìyẹn Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Kútì. àwọn fúnra wọ́n pe arákùnrin tá a fẹ́ sọ̀tọ̀ wọn yìí wọ́n pè wọ́n ní the father of modern Nigerian music. ìyẹn ni pé tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa iṣẹ́ oníkọ ní Nàìjíríà o pàápàá jùlọ tìgbàlódé bàbá tá a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé wọn lórí lálẹ́ tòní gangan là ń sọ lọ́wọ́ yìí. ẹ wò ó ẹ mọ̀ jẹ́ ń bókù lọ lé olóró ẹ sì mọ̀ jẹ́ ń sàrọ́jù ẹ jẹ́ àmọ́ ká mọ̀ bá a bọ̀ kó bá a lè rí bó jẹ́ kó ṣe rí lálẹ́ tòní. gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà pèdèpèdè tán ti ń pèdè ẹ̀kọ́ tó bí baba ńlá baba tó bí mi lọ́mọ mo ṣèbá yín lálẹ́ tòní o. ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé wúrẹ́ tó wọlé tó kọ̀ tó lóun ò ní kẹ́ni tó nílé ó dẹran àmúso. àgùntàn tó wẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ tó lóun ò ní fìbàfẹ́ni tó lẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyẹn náà dẹran àmúso. èmi ò fẹ́ dẹran àmúso mo ṣe ní kí n júbà gbogbo yín o. ẹ ṣé o iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ẹ ṣe é lẹ̀ nírú wa báyìí làwa ń jẹ kọ́lọ́hún náà kó mọ̀ bá mi kẹ́ ẹ̀yìn lọ́la ọlọ́run ọba. gbogbo àwọn tó sì jẹ́ bí ojúlùmọ̀ mi tá a jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí lásìkò tá a wà yìí mojúbà tẹ̀yìn náà o. bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe làwa náà ń kọ́gbọ́n díẹ̀díẹ̀ lára ara wa tá a sì ń mú lò lórí àtẹ́gùn. ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ wá ń wò wá náà bí àwòkọ́ṣe ẹ kọjá ibi tá a dé lọ́la ọlọ́run ọba. mo kí yín lálẹ́ tòní ó wájú lèmi ń jẹ́ akin bàbá mi tó bí mi lọ́mọ. ọmọ onílù Kàrẹ́ Àkókò lókè méjì takọtabo ẹ̀kan máa jòrò sùn. èèbó tó bá fojú kẹkàn bàbá ńlá tí wọ́n fojú kọkú ikú ò ní wọlé tọ̀ yín lágbára ọlọ́run àrùn ò ní gbé yín dé. ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì yín ìkànnì wa Adamimogo 105.1 FM. ìlú Ìbàdàn ní Mọ́kọ́lá báyìí ibẹ̀ láti ń dún láti ń dára. ẹ wo ẹ̀yin tí a tá a bá kẹra wa lédè Yorùbá já tó ṣe èbó díẹ̀. It's such an honor for me to be here this evening. And I'd like to say thanks to everyone who makes it a duty to come here and take a listen to me every Monday, 10 to 11. It's really a thing of joy and, happiness for me to know that you all are always tuned to this dial and then enjoy my ride with me. Tonight promises to be another interesting package. As a matter of fact, the individual that we will get to feature on the show tonight is an individual that has been described by by one of the best musicians that Nigeria has ever known. I'm talking about Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Kútì. He described this enigmatic musician as the father of modern Nigerian music. And this musician has written and sung so many songs that other musicians have covered. For instance, I'm sure you remember the song by Baba Ebenezer Obey. Ẹni rí nǹkan he tó fẹ́ kú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ o, ọwọ́ ẹni tó ti sọnù ń kọ́. Ayela ba, ayela officelesi. Somebody sang that song, initially. And the same individual sang the song, Ohun tó bá dára mara fọ́mọ mi, ohun tó bá dára mara fọ́mọ mi, tí ń bá lógún ẹrú tí mo ní wọ̀fà ọgbọ́n. Ọjọ́ tí ń bá kú ọmọ ládélé, bàbá lókè jẹ́ kọ́mọ mi ṣe léde mi nítorí ọmọ láṣọ láyé. Some of us probably are used to, the lady that probably sang the song later in life. But somebody once sang that song. And that individual is the individual whose story we will tell tonight. Let's get the show started with this beautiful piece from this individual who is our major focus on tonight's show. When I come back, we begin the story. Don't touch the star. It is 105.1 FM at Adamimogo, Ìlú Ìbàdàn la wà.
Ìyá ń kígbe má lọ, bàbá ń kígbe ó má lọ. Àwọ̀ má lè ṣe ó káwọ́ ó má lọ. Kàdàràdà wà láwọn bá yí kiri èròyà àwẹ̀ kẹwàá. Èròyà kẹwàá. Kẹwàá. Èròyà kẹwàá.
I know by now, for those good old school songs lovers, you by now have an idea of the individual whose story we're telling tonight. But just in case you're still in doubt and you still do not know, what if I told you that tonight we will be talking about the legendary but departed now, Ambrose Campbell. That's our feature on tonight's edition of the Sounds of Yesteryears. And I can tell you that this is going to be enjoyable. The story, what he was able to do while he was here, and people that actually learned from his craft, and all the pioneering things that he did. For instance, he was touted as the first African to have a singing group, from the West Africa actually, in the UK. You could say that he spent most of his life, in the UK. As a matter of fact, he died there. Well, let's talk about Baba Ambrose Campbell tonight. He was born and given this name, Oladipupo Adekoya Campbell. How did he come about Ambrose? We talk about it on the show tonight. So follow me as we enjoy this ride together. Ambrose Campbell was a Nigerian musician and band leader. He is credited with forming Britain's first ever black band, the West African Rhythm Brothers. That's what they're called. In the 1940s, and was also acknowledged by Fela Anikulapo Kuti as the father of modern Nigerian music. Campbell worked with British jazz musicians in the 1950s and later toured and recorded with Leon Russell in the US, where he lived for 30 years. Remember, I told you that he founded the first black band, and they were known as the West African Rhythm Brothers. That was in the early 40s. But that's not just the most interesting thing about this man is the fact that he was able to, do a lot of collabos with British and American musicians, including Leon Russell in the US. And he stayed in that particular country for more than 30 years. Let's talk about his biography. He was born as Oladipupo Adekoya Campbell in Lagos, Nigeria, into a Christian family. His father was a preacher. Campbell sang in the church choir and also nicknamed Ambrose, started performing palm wine music against the wishes of his family, who kicked him out of the house when they discovered what he was doing. I mean, as it's the common practice in most Christian homes. I mean, I grew up in one too, and you couldn't just wake up and say, you know what, Daddy, I want to do music, and then I'm not going to do church music. I would just, do palm wine music just like Baba Campbell did. I mean, that was unheard of. But that was the step he took because that was his passion. He just wanted to do music. Yes, you could say he got the rudimentary knowledge of music from church, but church kind of limited him. So he said, you know what, I wanted to do more. And then he went out, got all the necessary skills that he needed to become one of the major reference points when you talk about music in Nigeria. For a while, he lived under the protection of nationalist leader Herbert Macaulay. I mean, that tells you something about him because he was more or less sent away from home. So he needed to be under someone who would guide him, but also who understood what he was doing. Don't forget that Herbert Macaulay himself at the point sang. Yes. I'm still going to tell his story, on this show someday like that. He also sang at a point and worked as a printer as well as a musician. He met guitarist Brewster Hughes in Lagos. Now, Brewster Hughes is actually, a Briton who was in Lagos at that particular point in time, and they performed together in the group known as the Jolly Boys Orchestra. I hope you're following the story. Okay, so let's continue. So soon after the start of World War II, Campbell joined the crew of an Elder Dempster cargo ship sailing to Britain. On his second voyage, the ship was attacked by U-boats in the Atlantic Ocean, and Campbell jumped ship in Liverpool, England, soon moving to London, where he came in contact with other members of the small Nigerian community, including Brewster Hughes, who had also moved to the capital city. Campbell formed a band, but soon afterwards, he was attacked by racist thugs at a London underground station. Hughes was later imprisoned for shooting one of the assailants. Let me sample another great song from this great man that we are talking about his story tonight. And this song will definitely ring a bell because somebody did this song years ago. This is Enirinkoyi, the original version by the legendary Ambrose Oladipupo Adekoya Campbell.
Enirinkoyi tó fẹ́ kú pẹ̀lú ẹ o, ọwọ́ ẹni tó ti sọnù kọ́. Ayé la bá, ayé la fi sílẹ̀ sí pàdé. Dúró náà, wẹ́yìn ẹ̀ wò ó àgbájọwọ́ máa ní wọ́n ló ń gbẹ́rù lórí àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ má má jẹ́ kan taraka èyí lárí o kò má sẹ́ni tó mọ́la níṣẹ́ láyé yín ẹ̀dá kan tọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Kágbára pọ̀ kárórì kójú tẹ́lẹ̀kọ́ lágbára bá mi ẹ̀ṣà mi àṣẹ. Òpópó gbẹdọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kojú yín là kẹwàá rí gẹ́gẹ́ wípé pẹlẹbẹ tọbẹ. Àgbájọwọ́ máa ní ló gbẹ́rù àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ má má jẹ́ kó tara ká èyí lárí o kò má sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ la níṣẹ́ láyé yín ẹ̀dá kan tọ̀ lẹ́yìn ni.
Okay, great song there from the legendary Ambrose Oladipupo Adekoya Campbell. Now I'm going to ask you a question, particularly our listeners at home. Àwọn bàá mi, àwọn ìyá mi, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ìròyìn àti mọ́ kọ́kọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ta kọ́kọ́ fi sórí atẹ́gùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Ṣé mọ̀ pé bàbá Sànni náà kọ́? Ẹ má jẹ́ àtọ́ra wa jẹ. Nígbà táwọn bàbá yìí ṣe tán, ìyẹn bàbá Ambrose Campbell yìí tó ṣe tán, ìgbà yẹn ni gbogbo àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn wọn bí bàbá Sànni bí bàbá Òbí náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ. Ẹ mọ̀ nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò mo sọ fún yín pé Fẹlá Kútì wọ́n pe bàbá yìí ní the father of modern Nigerian music. Ìdí náà ni pé àwọn lẹ́lẹ̀ sọ pé wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣínà fáwọn yòókù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá yìí kú lọ́dún 2006 nígbà tó kú yẹ wọ́n ti kọjá ọmọ ọgọ́rin. Ẹ jẹ́ máa bá tọ̀nà ọ̀bọ̀ fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ètò Láyé Ojoun àwọn eléyìnbó àpè ní Sounds of Yesteryears lórí Adamimogo ló ń lọ lọ́wọ́. Ètò yìí la máa ń ṣe láti máa rán wa létí àwọn olórin gbajúgbajà wọ̀kìlú mọ̀ àwọn tó ṣe pé wọ́n fi ohun wọn wọ́n fi ẹ̀bùn wọn wọ́n fi múnú wa dùn nígbà tí wọ́n wà ní kékeré. Nígbà tá a wà ní kékeré ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ orin tá a tiẹ̀ ń fún yín gan báyìí àwa kan wà nígbà tẹ́ wọ́n kọrin ẹ̀wọ̀n tí ìbí bàbá ńlá tó bí bàbá wa ṣùgbọ́n aláǹfààní àti gbọ́ wọn nígbà tá a wà ní kékeré àwa rí i pé kò jẹ́ kírú àwọn orin báyìí kó dé pa àní gbọ́ wọn mọ́ lórí atẹ́gùn kò yẹ rárá torí ẹ̀ gan la ṣe mú wọn wá sí ti ìgbọ́ yín. Ẹ jẹ́ máa bá ìtàn náà bọ̀ á sọ Yorùbá díẹ̀ á sì èbó díẹ̀ kó bá lè dùn náà ni. Mo sọ fún yín pé nígbà tí bàbá yìí dé ìlú London ìyẹn ní olú ìlú United Kingdom wọ́n darapọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bristol Hughes wọ́n jọ ní ẹgbẹ́ tó jọ ń kọrin ṣùgbọ́n àwọn táwọn ilé ìbò ń pè ní racist tó wá jẹ́ bí àwọn ọmọ àbí ìpabẹ́ wọ́n fojú wọn mọ̀bó àtàwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ wọn. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí bí arákùnrin tó ń jẹ́ Bristol Hughes nínú wọ́n sì mú bí ìbọn wọn yìn mọ́kàn nínú àwọn ọmọ àbí ìpabẹ́ yẹn. Eléyìí ló gbé arákùnrin Bristol Hughes ó gbé wọn lọ sẹ́wọ̀n. Àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́ nípa bàbá Ambrose Campbell nígbà tí wọ́n ní àǹfààní àti ṣe ìṣtà àti kọrin pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wọn ní ayẹyẹ kan tó ń pè ní VE Day celebration tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Trafalgar Square àti Piccadilly Circus ọdún 1945 ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe eré lọ́wọ́, bàbá yìí wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n fi gbé wọn lẹ́nu jó. Bàbá yìí sì sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lóyìnbó, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ lóyìnbó. Bàbá sọ pé people didn't know what was going on but they joined in. I suppose it was curiosity. Everybody had been waiting for that day, so everybody was happy and jumping around and dancing and kissing each other. So we thought we would join the celebration. We had a huge crowd following us around Piccadilly Circus. You could hardly move. Ìyẹn ni pé ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ yẹn dùn gan. Gbogbo èèyàn kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jó, wọ́n ń dì mọ́ra wọn, fẹnu kọra wọn lẹ́nu, ṣe báyìí, ṣe gbá ṣàwo. Àwọn bàbá yìí náà, àwọn náà kàn bára wọn mẹ́ta, ó dà, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn náà máa ṣeré ń bì ẹ̀ kó máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ó sì jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ tó dùn dáadáa, ọjọ́ gidi, èṣù òró mi mú jọ́ náà. Ìgbádùn ló pọ̀ káàfàtà fún gbogbo àwọn tó wá síbẹ̀. Lọ́dún 1946, bàbá Campbell àti ọ̀rẹ́ wọn Bristol Hughes, nígbà tí wọ́n ti fi wọ́n lẹ̀ nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n táwọn wà, wọ́n dá ẹgbẹ́ akọrin ojúlówó sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń porúkọ wọn ní the West African Rhythm Brothers. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wọ̀nyí wọ́n máa ń ní àǹfààní láti máa kọrin fún àwọn eléré orí ìtàgé, pàápàá jùlọ eléré orí ìtàgé tí orúkọ wọn ń jẹ́ Les Ballets Negros. Àwọn bíi onírú ijó kan tá ń pè ní ballet. Ẹgbẹ́ yẹn wọ́n máa jó ballet kiri, wọ́n máa tún ṣeré. So bàbá Campbell àti ọ̀rẹ́ wọn Bristol Hughes yìí ni wọ́n máa lọ ń kọrin fún wọn níbẹ̀, ìyẹn ẹgbẹ́ wọn. Wọ́n sì láǹfààní láti lọ káàkiri ilẹ̀ United Kingdom, ìyẹn ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì nígbà yẹn. Ibẹ̀ yẹn nìkan kọ́ náà parí sí o. Ẹgbẹ́ yìí tún láǹfààní àti máa lọ sí orí tẹlifíṣàn káàkiri láti máa lọ farahàn. Nígbà tó dọ̀ọ́dún 1952, ilé iṣẹ́ kan tá a ti máa ń jó, ilé ijó tá a lè pè ní club kan tó wà ní Soho, ìyẹn ní Alabama, ní tọ́pẹ̀ ní Abalabi Club, ìyẹn ní Soho. Wọ́n gba bàbá yìí láti máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn. Níbẹ̀ wọ́n máa kọ oríṣiríṣi orin èyí tá a pè ní palm wine, ìyẹn orin àwọn ẹlẹ́mu àtorin jùjú. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣe ń kọ gbogbo ẹ̀, wọ́n á tún máa fi jáàsì díẹ̀díẹ̀, wọ́n á fi máa yí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kó bá lè dùn náà ni. Lára àwọn tọ́jọ́ máa ń kọrin nígbà náà láti rí ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọmọ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì kan tórúkọ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Ronnie Scott, àti kan tórúkọ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Toby Hayes, àti kan tórúkọ wọn ń jẹ́ Phil Seaman. Kò pẹ́ kò jìnnà, bàbá Ambrose Campbell àtàwọn ẹgbẹ́ wọn, wọ́n tún fi àwọn ẹ̀dà orin míì, wọ́n tún fi papọ̀ mọ́ ìtọ́ ń kọ tẹ́lẹ̀ kó wá ṣe jùjú àti palm wine mọ́. Wọ́n tún ń kọ calypso, wọ́n tún ń kọ ọ̀kan tó ń pè ní mento. Ìdí dẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n láǹfààní àti rí àwọn olórin tó wá láti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìlú bíi Caribbean, bí àwọn tó wà láti Caribbean Island àti gbogbo ẹ̀, wọ́n kó wọn jọ pọ̀, wọ́n wá ń kọrin ẹ̀ káàkiri, pàápàá jùlọ ibi tá a mọ̀ sí Abalabi Club yẹn tí ń bẹ ní Soho. Yàtọ̀ sí pé àwọn èèyàn tó wá láti Caribbean tó darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn tó jọ ń kọrin yìí, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn míì náà tó ṣe pé àwọn jàǹdùkú àwọn tá a pè ní racist yẹn tó máa lọ ń yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu torí pé nú bí àwọn náà wọ́n wá wò pé báwo làwọn náà ṣe lè jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé àwọn náà ló darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ wọn yẹn láti lè jọ máa kọrin pọ̀, pé tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe pé tí àwọn jàǹdùkú yìí bá fẹ́ yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu, wọ́n á lè kóra pọ̀ láti jà fúnra wọn. ìdí ló ṣe pé nígbà yẹn tí ẹgbẹ́ wọn yìí tó fi ń gbòòrò sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo sọ fún yín bàbá Campbell àwọn á máa fohùn wọn kọrin ọ̀gbẹ́ni Brewster Hughes àwọn máa ń tẹ gìtá lára àwọn tọ́jọ́ ń kọrin ńgbà náà láti ti rí ètò ẹnìkan tó máa ń fún fèrè torúkọ wọn jẹ́ Harry Beckett àti èyí tó máa ń fún fèrè tá a mọ̀ sí saxophonist torúkọ wọn jẹ́ Willie Rochford ẹni tó ń tẹ dùrù torúkọ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Adam Fiberesima tẹ́ ẹ bá orúkọ yẹn dáadáa ó fẹ́ jorúkọ àwọn tó wá láti Port Harcourt Fiberesima àti nǹkan tó ń play nǹkan tá a mọ̀ sí bongo torúkọ wọn ń jẹ́ Adé Bashoro ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí ibi tá a ti fún yín lórin kan sí látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá yìí eléyìí náà pè ní Ọ̀bládí Ọ̀bládà ẹ jẹ́ á lọ jẹ̀gbádùn ẹ̀ tí n bá padà dé á mọ̀ bá ìtàn náà bọ̀ ẹ má tí yìí kò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ o Adamimogo 105.1 FM ibẹ̀ náà lẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa.
ẹ̀yin ìbàdí ṣe gbà kò tí ì yí ayé ó dúró tẹnìkan o ẹni ṣe rere ń bọ̀ ábà tó bá yá ẹni ṣìkà ó bàjẹ́ ọ̀gá òbíàdí ìgbàdá láì kó sọ́ńdé bàbá tó fi ayé òbíàdá báyọ̀ Macaulay. Ọmọ onílé ní ṣùgbà o Jọlá Adé o ọmọ Àyìnkẹ́ Ayásúlé mọ́nà ìrànbá Òbíàdá láì gbó sọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ bàbá níbi ọjọ́ ìjọ ẹ̀gbọ́n oníròsì Òbíàdí o Òbíàdá láì gbèbí ayé láyé pẹ̀lẹ́bùn àtijọ́ jí. Mo kọ́ ọmọdé mo kágbà àti gbogbo yìí láláì ẹnìkan. Òbíàdá láìkó sí ayé kò sí ayé. Ẹ̀kọ́ mi sí ọmọ Macaulay kọ́. Kenneth jokes àlẹyàyà Báyọ̀ ní pẹ̀lú Ògèdèngbé and the boys school Adéwálé Tos Bensi Òbíàdá mo wí bèbè yes Tos ayé Àyìnà bàbá bọ́sẹ̀ yes Ọlá.
Obladi, Oblada. I mean, if you took your time to listen to the last song I just played for you, you would realize the dexterity, the musical dexterity, embedded in these musical icon. It was such a very special talent. It could write so well. It could sing so well. And he also had the complement of very many great guys around him. Such was the personality of the late but very, very legendary Ambrose Campbell. There was something about this man that very many musicians that came after him, they didn't have a choice. They just needed to learn from him. Because he spent his better part of, better years abroad where he did not struggle to fit in. He was actually, going head to head, shoulder to shoulder with the best, in that particular part of the world. Let's continue with the stories. In the 1950s, Campbell recorded a series of 78 RPM records for the Melodisk label owned by Ami Shalit. and became a well-known figure in Soho. He appeared thinly disguised as the character Cranium Cuthbertson in Collins Machine's 1957 novel City of Spades. Machines became godfather to Campbell's first son. In the 1960s, the Abalabi Club moved and became the Club Africain in Waddell Street. Campbell learned guitar and after a disagreement with Brewster Hughes, formed a new band. Now, if you followed my story last week too, when we told the story about another musician, the question is, why do they always have challenges with the other members of their group? When we talked about Matek Fishek, he had a problem with the guy that were together before he went solo. We spoke about Rex Lawson last week. Roy Chicago last week. He also had a problem with the individual that was with him, and he went solo. Now we're talking about even the father of the modern Nigerian music. He also had a problem with his best friend, the one who actually went to prison because he was trying to fight for him. Why do they always have that? Only time will tell. So, and then he went and, formed his own new band. And Campbell from there toured Italy and formed the production company with the help of lawyer and Labour Party advisor Arnold Goodman. Campbell recorded an album for Columbia, High Life Today, that's the title, in 1968. Before seemingly vanishing, newspapers in Lagos reported his death. However, in fact, he traveled to Los Angeles, California in 1972 with record producer Denny Cuddo, intending to start his own business in the United States. There he was introduced to keyboardist and record producer Leon Russell, who invited Campbell to tour with him. He recorded as a percussionist with Russell, who referred to Campbell as his spiritual advisor. Can you imagine that? Now, Leon Russell was already a musician himself. He was a recording artist, was a keyboardist. So he was going on tour, and then he asked Campbell, you know what, come with me. And anytime he was asked about Campbell, he would always say that Campbell was a spiritual advisor. What a good title. And Willie Nelson on the album One for the Road. Campbell toured worldwide with Russell before settling in Nashville, Tennessee in 1982 and remarrying. He returned to Britain in 2004 to live in Plymouth with his daughter and grandchildren. The following year, Honest John's records included some of Campbell's melodic recordings on a compilation CD, London is the Place for Me, Volume 3. Campbell died in Plymouth in 2006 at the age of 86. He died 18 years ago. So if you add 18 years to 86, if he were to be alive today, it would be around 104. What a legend. What a legend. What a legend. What a special man. You see, let me play you another song. And then we come to wrap up the story of this great, highly intelligent, well-traveled, highly connected, and the one that has been described by none other but Fela Anikulapo as the father of modern Nigerian music. Enjoy this. This is Omolasho by Ambrose Campbell.
bá dára kó ra fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Ra fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Ohun tó bá dára kó ra fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Aṣọ tó bá dára kó ra fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Ohun tó bá dára kó ra fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Tó bá lógún ẹrú kó yá wọ̀fà ọmọ. Tó bá lógún ẹrú kó yá wọ̀fà ọmọ. Ìjọ tábàkù ọmọ ládélé. Bàbá lókè jẹ́ kọ́mọ wa mo lédè wa. Nítorí ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé. Bó bá yà kún ẹrú ó yà wọ̀fà ọgbọ̀n. Bóyá lógún ẹrú bóyá wọ̀fà ọgbọ̀n. Ìjọ tábàkù ọmọ ládélé. Bàbá lókè jẹ́ kọ́mọ wa kò lè dé wa nítorí ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ 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 ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ. Bóyá kún ẹrú bóyá wọ̀fà ọmọ. Bó bá lógún ẹrú sẹ́ bóyá wọ̀fà ọmọ. Ìjọ tábàkù ọmọ ládélé. Bàbá lókè jẹ́ kọ́mọ wa kò lédè wa nítorí ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ láṣọ ọmọ láṣọ ayé ọmọ.
ẹ jẹ́ ń fa àǹfààní yìí máa kí gbogbo àwọn àtàṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò ìlàlẹ̀ ètò nìyí. Ìtàn bàbá Ambrose Ọládépúpọ̀ Adékọ̀yà Campbell láti ń gbéyàwó látàárọ̀. Fáwọn tá a bá ti gbọ́ ìtàn yín láti gbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ń fún yín láǹfààní láti ẹ̀ ti bá wa dá sètò lálẹ́ ètò rẹ̀ kó tó di pa àmọ́ lọ. Tẹ́ ẹ bá pè sórí ètò yìí 0704 7815 tàbí 0704 7816. Ìyẹn làwọn nọ́mbà tẹ́ ẹ lè pè wá sí. Bóyá ó tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan kan tó ti ṣe yín ní kàyéfì pàápàá jùlọ lórí ìtàn tẹ bàbá ìtẹ́ ti gbọ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ orin tó ti kọ tẹ́ èrò kó bí apá àwọn kan ló kọ tẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ kájọ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ lálẹ́ ètò ní. Ẹ káalẹ́ o. Ẹ káalẹ́ bá mi.
Ọlátúnjí láti Làǹlátẹ̀.
Ọlátúnjí láti Làǹlátẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá.
Your station is a #1 station in the whole of this country.
Thank you so much, sir.
Honestly. Because gbogbo past records. That is not. Our 70 plus nearly 80 years.
Wow.
Bọ́lá ti gbọ́dọ̀ ilé ìlàlẹ̀ wa.
Wow.
So Ọlọ́run á máa fún yín lágbára.
Àṣẹ bá mi.
Gbogbo orin wọn ní àwọn èèyàn pé àwọn tó kọ ti gbé nílùú òyìnbó ti pẹ́ tí wọ́n ti jẹ oríṣiríṣi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So àwọn tó ń kọ́ ń sìn àwọn náà yẹ kó máa kọ́gbọ́n kó máa gbọ́rọ̀ orin tí àwọn tó ti kọjá lọ ti kọ. Torí àwọn orin tí wọ́n ti kọ náà làwọn náà ń kọ nínú ẹ̀ nísìnyí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ìgbọ́ pọ́pọ́ yìí tó dáa kì í ṣe pé a máa jó kàkà ní ìgbàgbọ́. No, láwọn èyí ti kọ́ni tó ti kọ́ni fún ìbò. Orin tó lọ́gbọ́n lórí tó bá lógún ẹrú tó yáwọ̀ fagbọ̀n ọmọ ní òun á fi lágbára ọ.
Àmì bá mi. Àmì bá.
Ipò tó ti ga lẹ́bàárà yín.
Àṣẹ bá mi.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Prọfẹ̀tì Olúwalọ
ẹ ṣé gan-an sà.
Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú àwọn.
Àmì bá mi.
Olúwa sì dúró tẹ̀yìn náà.
Àmì bá mi.
Olúwa ṣe dáadáa púpọ̀ dáadáa.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an sà.
Rédíò yìí nìkan ni mò ń gbọ́ látọjọ́ yìí.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an sà. Ẹ ṣé gan-an bá mi. Ẹ ṣé gan-an sà. Ó dàárọ̀ sà. Yes sir. Ọ̀dà ẹ ti sílẹ̀ pé wá o ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ wa 0704 7815 0704 7816 ìyẹn ni nọ́mbà tẹ́ ẹ lè pè wá sí. Hello the caller. Ẹ káalẹ́ o. Ẹ káalẹ́.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir? Hello, sir. Can you speak a bit louder?
I'm George from River State.
Mr. George from River State?
Yeah, I'm a family to that love. You know, the music I just listened to now.
Yeah.
just like that of our grandfather music.
Yeah.
But he speaks this language in, I think it's Yoruba language or something.
Yeah.
It's exactly like
Huh?
different.
I'm struggling to hear you, sir, but if you can just call me back, it will be a pleasure. Because I know that you're about saying something very, very important. Please call me back if you can. So that we, just leave the environment you are and then find a better place where your voice will be, clearer and then, the volume will be a bit more audible, please. I'd like to hear what you have to say. You were definitely making sense and it will be a pleasure to hear you. 070470815. Okay, we have another caller here. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Ẹ ṣé o, kí lorúkọ yín, sir?
Orúkọ mi ní Adédáyọ̀ Ibrahim.
Adédáyọ̀ Ibrahim láti bo?
Mọ́níyà.
Láti Mọ́níyà. Kí lẹ fẹ́ bá wa sọ?
Gbogbo àwọn kan tẹ́ ń tẹ̀sí wa létí yìí. Mo wá ń dùn gan.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni, sir.
Àdèrè tó yẹn ti wà ní Ọlọ́run àdèrè náà ni.
Àmín bàbá, àmín. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, sir. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, sir. Ọlọ́run á máa gbàdúrà tiwa yín náà o. Tàbá wo ó kù díẹ̀ ká tó máa lọ lórí ètò ìlálẹ̀ tó ní ṣùgbọ́n a fẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn láǹfààní láti bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa. 0704-7815, 0704-7816. Those are the numbers to dial to be a part of the show. So let's quickly just round up the the story. So Baba, with all the things he did, even okay, I think we have another caller, sir. This will do it. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jackson from IBADAN, Oronyo.
Jackson from Oroyo. Welcome on the show, sir. Wow. Wow. Ambrose Campbell is actually from Lagos. That's what we have on record, It's possible that he's driving from other places, parts of Nigeria, maybe Abeokuta, but he's originally, from the story. He's actually from Lagos. Yeah. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so I was saying that, okay, I think we have another call. Let's fix this. Hello?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm Long St. George. I'm calling you from River State.
Oh, Mr. George, you're welcome back, sir. This is better.
St. George, Belima.
Yeah, Belima, Uncle George Belima from River State. You're welcome. Yeah.
The music I'm listening to now,
yeah.
I actually give my grandfather, it looks like our grandfather, Remy.
Oh, Rex Lawson. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just almost like Remy Lawson,
Yeah.
I was asking section of that same music. He was telling me that maybe it's our father. It almost look alike. It's like he learned from that man.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah.
That station, I play it online.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, I listened to that story. Man, very, very wonderful.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm giving you a guarantee. We're still going to treat Cardinal Jim Rex Lawson's story very soon. Yes, we're going to treat his story, but we just want to exhaust some of the, the people we have on our list for now. Wow. But once we're done, definitely, because Rex Lawson, was another great musician, and his story is such a very tough one. According to the story, he was cursed by his father, so he died before he was even 35.
What actually surprised me most is that in River State, we talk about him as in he's only from this western region, as in this Yoruba nation, and I don't know. I know what we're hearing as a youth.
Yeah.
I just thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for calling on the show. God bless you too. Have a very beautiful evening ahead of you. Thank you, Mr. George Belema from River State. It's such an honor to get a call from that far environment. Okay, if I can just take one more call before we wrap up the show. So, like I was saying, before Baba died, Baba had so many collaborations with notable musicians of that age and time. He had collaborations with Don Preston, and the song they did was "Been Here All the Time." Let's pick this call. Hello. Oh, lost our call. And that song was done, was released by Shelter Records in 1974. He also worked with Leon Russell, and they did songs such as Will O' the Wisp, released 1975 by Shelter Records, and Solid State, released by Paradise in 1984. That's just about the size of the story we would be permitted to give to you tonight. And let's make this call. Hello.
Hello.
Eka Lebami.
Yes, I appreciate.
Yes, sir.
It is a shit to funny. It to the Lucy. Adiola will come in. Pilatia will not any leaf.
Eka Bobami. Eka Bosa. Yes, sir.
I'm only here even on our team community here only. You want be only a banny only.
Benny, sir.
About that case. You want some money, and you do want some
Benny.
You want the care when you have to meet patterns here. One modernize the dead music, business, one modernize it.
Benny.
She got a lot of
Ashebami.
Adamimogo.
Go at Bira. Ugualama Rogulu, no, Mama. She go, they say. Yes, sir. Okay, that will be the size of our show tonight. And I'd like to say that if you enjoyed what you listened to and you would want to partner with us one way or the other, you like the fact that we bring stories of stars of yesteryears, individuals who have been able to carve a niche for themselves and have been able to transfer their knowledge to, to generations after them, and they're still relevant up until today. Why not? Call us. Let's have a conversation. Let's do one or two things together. You could sponsor, 30 minutes, 1 hour of the show, or you could probably, find another way of collaborating with us. It will be an honor to do this with you. Should you have such plans, call this number or come to our marketing department, at Shubande Street, Adamimogo House, Mokola, Ibadan here. Or you call this number, 0810-636-8262. I'll call that again, 0810-636-8262. Thank you for being a part of my show tonight. It's been an honor doing this, and I'd like to take this moment to appreciate everyone who took our time to listen. Thanks to the proprietor of this organization for the opportunity for me to do this every Monday on this dial from 10 to 11, and to every of my bosses here, from the COO himself, Edema. Thank you so much, bro, for this honor. Thanks to the general manager himself, Big Josh. Thanks to all the heads of different departments, and thanks for the guy who probably helped me to, do this show tonight. I'm talking about my studio manager, YYM, a great guy himself. Thank you for always being here with me and for me. My name is Joaquin Manos. They call me the Dynamo. Should you want to, have anything to do with me, please feel free to check me out on my social media portals. Meet the Dynamo on Twitter, Meet the Dynamo on IG, Joaquin Manos on TikTok, and Joaquin Manos on Facebook. And let's have a conversation. And I promise you, it's going to be a great and enjoyable moment with me. Thank you so much again. Let's do this again next week. Until then, I leave you with this special last offering from this great man. This one, he says, O Jeje by Ambrose Campbell. Have a great evening. See you some other time.
Ohun tó bá dára kó rà fọ́mọ rẹ̀, rà fọ́mọ